Think back to how you slept last night for a moment. Did you lie down, close your eyes, and drift peacefully into a deep, restorative sleep? Or did you experience what millions of seniors face every single night, where your body is completely exhausted, eyes heavy, but the moment your head hits the pillow, your mind refuses to slow down? You shift your legs, your lower back feels tight. You watch the clock glow in the dark as the minutes turn into hours, and suddenly it is 2 a.m., and sleep still hasn't come. If that sounds familiar, this episode might be the most important one you hear all year. Now, most doctors will simply hand you a prescription for sleeping pills or tell you that insomnia is just a normal part of getting older, but they are missing the real problem. Now, hear me out. A major Japanese study published by the University of Tokyo's Department of Geriatric Medicine found that more than 70% of adults over 60 who struggle with sleep are not experiencing a brain problem. They are experiencing a nervous system problem. Their bodies are carrying unreleased hidden tension that actively blocks the brain from entering a sleep state. And there is incredible hope. Research proves that by performing just 3 specific movements before bed, you can manually switch off your body's stress response and fall asleep up to 3 times faster. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast, where East meets West to help you move freely, feel younger, and stay independent. Today, Japan's oldest doctor is going to walk you through a simple 30-second test to reveal exactly why your body is fighting sleep. Then, we are going to show you 3 bedtime stretches you can do right on top of your mattress to release that hidden tension and invite the deepest rest you have had in years. Doctor, I know you have spent decades helping patients overcome chronic insomnia. Why is this specific routine so important for seniors right now?
John, it is important because sleep is not just about rest. For seniors, sleep is about repair. It is when your brain clears out toxins, when your immune system rebuilds, and when your joints heal. When you lose sleep, you lose your body's ability to protect itself. But what I want everyone to know today is that true rest is not something you can force. It is a state of calm that you must invite the body into. And these 3 movements act as a direct invitation to the nervous system.
That is exactly what I hear from my patients. They try so hard to force themselves to sleep, and it only makes them more anxious and wide awake. Now, doctor, before we get into the 3 stretches, we are doing a 30-second diagnostic test. Tell us, how can someone tell if their nervous system is actively blocking their sleep?
Okay, this is a very simple test that reveals a lot about your internal state. I call it the body drop test. You can do this right now if you're sitting in a chair, or tonight when you get into bed. All I want you to do is close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, try to let go of absolutely every muscle in your body all at once. Just drop.
Okay, dropping all the weight, what should people be feeling for?
After you drop your weight, I want you to scan your body for the next 20 seconds. Pay very close attention to which part of your body fights back. First, does your jaw immediately clench back up? Do your shoulders slowly creep up toward your ears? Or does your lower back refuse to sink, hovering just slightly off the mattress?
I actually noticed my jaw locked right back up even after I tried to relax.
That is the exact proof we are looking for. Your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight. If your jaw clenches, you are holding on to mental anxiety. If your shoulders lift, you are carrying emotional stress from the day. If your lower back hovers, you have severe physical stagnation. You cannot fall into a deep sleep while your body thinks it needs to defend itself.
That is incredibly revealing. Everyone watching, we want to know your result from this test. Go to the comments right now and type the word JAW, shuttles, or back to let us know where your hidden tension is hiding tonight.
Yes, please tell us. Recognizing where your body holds its fear is the very first step to releasing it.
So basically what you're saying is, our bodies forget how to turn the alarm system off. Why does this happen so much more frequently after 60?
because the body learns tension just as easily as it learns relaxation. Years of constant low-level stress, worrying about health, finances, family, trains the nervous system to stay alert. And as we age past 60, the part of the nervous system responsible for slowing us down, the parasympathetic system, doesn't respond as smoothly as it once did. It needs a manual override.
And that manual override is the physical stretching we are about to do.
Exactly. The breath and the body act like remote controls for the brain. When we move the body in very specific, gentle ways, we send a loud, clear signal up the spinal cord to the brain that says, "The emergency is over, we are safe, you can power down."
Let's dive in. And to everyone listening, remember that you can do all of these movements right in your bed, in your pajamas. Please listen to your body and use your own pace. Small steps are also steps. Doctor, what is stretch number 1?
We start with the upper body because this is where the vast majority of our daily stress settles. Stretch number 1 is the upper body release, and it has 2 very simple parts. Sit comfortably on the edge of your bed or sit back against your pillows. Let your hands rest gently on your lap.
Okay, I am in position. What is the first movement?
Before we are moving a single joint or stretching any muscle, we always start with our breathing. In Japan, sleep has never been seen as something the body can force because it is somewhere deeper in the nervous system and the sense of inner quiet. And one of the fastest ways to invite that calmness is through a steady breathing pattern, long taught in Japanese healing traditions and now widely known as box breathing.
I've heard the term before, and I know we have done it in other videos, but I don't think most people really understand why it works.
It's very straightforward. First, you breathe slowly for 4 seconds. Then we hold that breath for 4. Then we breathe out for 4 and pause again for 4 before the next inhale. That's one cycle. We repeat it 4 or 5 times. As we do this, our heart rate begins to settle, stress hormones decrease, and the mental noise starts to soften quickly.
And that sends a signal through the vagus nerve that everything is okay. Okay, where do we go next? We start with movement now.
Yes. We begin with gentle shoulder rolls. Slowly roll both shoulders backward in a smooth, continuous circle. Take your time. Each roll should take about 3 to 4 seconds. Do this 6 to 8 times. Then reverse the direction and roll them forward for another 6 to 8 times.
I can hear a little bit of popping and crunching in my shoulders as I do this.
That is completely normal. That is simply the release of stagnant joint fluid and tight fascia. The goal here is not to stretch as hard as you can. The goal is awareness. You are reminding your brain that it does not need to hold these muscles tight anymore.
That feels incredibly soothing. What is the second part of this upper body release?
Now, we move into what is often called the bear hug. From your seated position, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, gently wrap your arms around yourself, crossing your arms over your chest. Try to reach your hands back toward your shoulder blades. It does not matter which arm is on top.
Okay, I am giving myself a hug. It actually feels quite comforting.
It feels comforting because it is neurologically profound. Hugging yourself sends a powerful, primitive signal of safety to the nervous system. While you hold this position, take a slow breath in through your nose. As you exhale, allow your elbows to drop just a little closer to your chest. Let your upper back gently widen.
How long should we hold this?
Stay here for about 20 seconds, breathing slowly and evenly. Then release your arms, switch which arm is on top, and repeat the hug for another 20 seconds.
So basically, we are not trying to force flexibility here. We are just trying to settle the nervous system.
Correct. This is not a movement for range of motion. It is a movement for reconnection. You are physically opening up the back of your lungs, which allows your breathing to deepen naturally without effort. Once the chest and shoulders are soft, the mind begins to follow. Now it is time to lie down for stretch number 2.
All right, let's keep up that pace. Everyone, if you are following along, go ahead and lie completely flat on your back in bed. Doctor, what is the next stretch?
Stretch number 2 is the lower spine decompression. Once you are lying flat, you can place a pillow under your head if you like. Keep your arms resting gently by your sides. We are going to start with a very small but highly meaningful movement for the head and neck.
Okay, lying flat, what do we do with the head?
Very slowly, turn your head to look to the right. Go only as far as is comfortable. Then slowly bring it back to the center. Now gently turn your head to look to the left and bring it back to center. Do this 3 or 4 times, matching the movement with your slow breathing.
I can feel that stretching the muscles right at the base of my skull. Why is this important for sleep?
Because this movement speaks directly to the balance centers in your inner ear and your brainstem. All day long, your brain uses your neck muscles and your eyes to scan the environment to keep you upright. By slowly turning the head side to side while lying flat, you are telling the brain that it no longer needs to balance you. It can stop scanning the room.
That is a brilliant way to trick the brain into resting. What is the second part of the spine decompression?
Now that the neck is soft, we address the lower back. Bend both of your knees so your feet are resting flat on the mattress. Keep your feet about hip width apart. From here, simply let both of your knees gently sway to the right side and then sway them over to the left side.
Like windshield wipers on a car?
Exactly. Just a slow, gentle windshield wiper motion. There is no destination here. You do not need to force your knees all the way down to the mattress. Just allow the movement to flow like a slow wave. Do this for 30 seconds up to 1 full minute.
That feels amazing on the lower back. It really massages the spine against the bed.
It decompresses the lumbar vertebrae and gently mobilizes the hips and the sacroiliac joints. Those are the areas that hold all the residual tension from sitting and walking during the day. When you release the lower spine, the body finally feels heavy enough to sink into the mattress.
So we have released the neck, the chest, the shoulders, and the lower back. We are almost entirely relaxed. What is the final stretch?
Stretch number 3 is the most powerful sequence for sleep. It combines a deep lower body release with a breathing technique used by elite military units to instantly lower their heart rates. We will start with the hamstring release.
Okay, I am still lying on my back. How do we do this?
I want you to bend your knee while keeping the other leg straight and take both hands and hold the back of your right thigh or behind the knee, wherever is most comfortable for you. Then pull your leg towards you.
What if someone cannot straighten their leg all the way while doing this?
That is perfectly fine. Keep a soft bend in the knee. The goal is not to be a gymnast. The goal is simply to feel a gentle, pleasant pull along the back of your leg. Hold this stretch for about 30 seconds while breathing deeply, and then switch and do the left leg.
Why are the hamstrings so critical for falling asleep?
Because tight hamstrings are incredibly common after 60, and when they are short and tight, they physically pull down on your pelvis. That tension keeps your lower back locked in an arched position, which makes it impossible to fully relax into the bed. By releasing the hamstrings, you allow your pelvis to untuck and your lower back to flatten out in a restful state.
I can feel that immediate difference in how my back rests against the bed. Okay, what is the grand finale of this routine?
The grand finale is the butterfly rest combined with box breathing. From your back, bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open to the sides. If your knees do not naturally fall open, or if this strains your hips, simply place a pillow underneath each knee for support.
This is a very vulnerable, open position.
It is, and that is exactly why it works. This position gently opens the inner thighs and pelvis, but its deeper effect is neurological. It heavily activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch responsible for rest and digestion. Now, while holding this position, we add the box breathing again, which we also did in the start of this video.
Do we do this the same way?
Yes. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath in for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 4 seconds. And finally, pause and hold your breath out for 4 seconds before inhaling again.
Doctor, I feel like I could fall asleep right here in the studio. This routine is incredibly effective.
It is effective because it works with the body's natural physiology, not against it. But before we finish, there is one final movement to seal in this relaxation. I call it the full body reset.
What do we do?
Extend your legs straight down the bed. Reach your arms all the way up, above your head, resting them on the mattress. Now, stretch your body as long as you possibly can. Reach your fingers to the wall behind you and point your toes to the wall in front of you. Take one massive deep breath in.
And then just let it all go?
Yes. Exhale deeply and let every single muscle in your body go completely limp. Let your arms fall back to your sides. You have just completed the circuit. Your body knows that the day is over.
Thank you, doctor. To everyone listening, I challenge you to try this routine tonight when you get into bed. You do not have to do it perfectly. Just follow the sequence and feel the tension leave your body.
Sleep is not a luxury. It is your body's most powerful medicine. Give your nervous system permission to rest tonight.
Let us know in the comments how quickly you fall asleep after trying this. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Have a good night, everyone. And make sure to watch this next episode.
Oh, this is a good one. People should see
People should
this.
definitely watch. See you there.